This is Bill and Brennan at the generator, and we're replacing the front hub of a 1973 Mini Dodge Winnebago. This video covers cleaning the parts before putting them back on.
We're going to be putting the bearings and the hub back on the front of this Winnebago.
So this is the hub, and
this is the hub and rotor. This is a single piece. So the rotor and the hub are one solid piece. So you have your inner race for the outer bearing here, and you have your race for the outer bearing for the inner bearing here. So we're going to pack the bearings, stick the bearing in, stick the seal in, stick it on the hub, stick the outer bearing in, tighten it down. Then after that, we got to replace a brake line up here that was leaking. Suss up the brakes, make it pretty again.
What are the parts we have here? What do we need?
Well, this is the hub rotor.
Yep.
These are our little bearings. There's our little retaining washer. There's our this is our nut. This is the nut cage. This is the old cotter pin. Always reuse your cotter pins. And then this is the cap that covers it all up when it's all said and done.
And
this is the new seal. The cotter pin goes through the shaft here to secure the nut. After you use them once, they become compromised.
So this is the brake cleaner that dissolves the grease?
Yeah. So that's just kind of, this was washed in the solvent sink earlier, but that's just going to kind of remove any other films or any bits of grunge or whatever's hanging out. Any little chunk of dirt that's in there will eventually work its way into the grease and into the bearing, and the bearing will smash it up. Then it'll smash up the bearing, then the bearing will smash itself up. So this seal is going to go in here. This is going to keep the grease that this thick grease here that we're gonna fill the bearing with, and then we'll fill the inside of the hub with it as well. The seal is gonna keep that grease from coming out through here, flying out on your tires. And if the seal breaks, the centrifugal force of the wheels spinning going down the highway makes the grease want to move outward and leave the hub. So this seal is going to keep it inside. Our seal ready, our bearings ready to pack. This is nice and clean. Push this to the side. This spindle here is kind of gross. Actually, if you can zoom in on this, you can see how potted the spindle is. It's got all those little holes and bumps on it, and you can feel a groove right here with your finger, and that's a groove where the rubber seal has worn the metal down. It's like it's polished the metal right there. This is a thicker grease, so it'll probably still seal, but ideally you'd put a sleeve over this. You'd go out and buy a super thin metal sleeve, and we would hammer it on over that, and it would be the new surface for the seal to ride on, and it would cover up. We'd probably put some silicone on here, some Permatex or the aircraft sealant to seal between the metal sleeve and the old spindle. It would ride on the new shiny smooth metal, like a band-aid for it. So I'm cleaning out the groove here on the end of the spindle. So when you put the last bearing in, this guy's gonna slide on over here. Then your nut's gonna come down, and this is gonna tighten all the bearings together. And then it's got this groove here to keep it from rotating. So if this were to rotate, the bearing would manipulate it to spin, and then it spinning would manipulate the nut to spin, and then the nut spinning would make it come off.
Mm-hmm. Once we've sprayed it down and wiped it off, the parts are all clean and we're ready to grease up the bearings. So our next video will be on greasing the bearings. This is Brennan and Bill at the generator.